Good morning, Facebook friends. Today's topic was ignited by an incident that happened outside our house this morning. We live on a very busy street directly across from a school, and with the very warm weather, the snowy roads have gotten very mushy. People have been getting stuck all week long. And so this morning, the graders were out and were clearing the road. Now, those of us who live right across the street or on that street had to listen to beep, 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 brrr, lots of noise very early this morning. A lot of people might get a little bit annoyed about that. I even went to the window and watched people sort of being stuck in their driveway. They couldn't get out due to the big piles of snow that the grader was pushing up, and they had to wait. At one point, I heard honk, 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 and then again, honk, 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 and I'm like, really? How can anybody be that impatient and uptight that they're honking away in a situation like this? I mean, the graders are doing the best they can, and it's for the good of everyone. And do you need to get somewhere so badly that you're actually going to honk at the graders to tell them to get out of the way? Now, the first thing I noticed was that I made up a story about why that person was honking. That may have not been it at all. So jumping to conclusions and making assumptions generally doesn't serve anyone very well. There is this old phrase that says, when you assume, if you were to spell out that word, A-S-S-U-M-E, yes, it makes an ass out of you and me when I assume anything about you and what you're doing or how you're being. So that was the first thing that came from that. The second thing was wondering, that person, how much consideration are they giving to the situation, to others around them, etc.? And then I thought, how does the definition define consideration? So I looked it up, and it said giving careful thought to a circumstance or situation. Okay, that's fitting. Then I thought, so how do they define being considerate? And I like the two definitions that I saw. I jotted them down. To be considerate is to be careful not to cause hurt or inconvenience to others. Being considerate could mean showing kindly awareness or regard for another's feeling, circumstances, etc. And I realized how closely this ties into yesterday's topic of acts of kindness. Being considerate in itself is an act of kindness. You are being aware in a kindly way of someone else's circumstance and going out of your way to be gentle and kind, to not be hurtful or inconvenience them. Sounds easy, not so easy, judging on the way I see some people react in situations and how I've even seen myself react. Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever you are. I wanted to take that thought a little bit deeper. It's easy to be considerate if you're raised with this concept of being considerate. That was like a really big deal in my house. My mom and my dad raised me to be very considerate, to always consider other people's feelings and situations first. And that came from both my grandmothers as well. So I was inundated with this message about being considerate. So became such a part of me that I don't really think twice. I actually look for ways to be extra considerate. However, I was also born with this tendency towards martyrdom. Thank you for the heart. And that martyrdom is about, I will do these things, but then I will be in this place of, it is such an inconvenience to me, but I am doing this for you. Do you see how wonderful I am and how great I am being for you? So in the true spirit, lots of thumbs up on this. So in the true spirit of being considerate and having consideration for others and circumstances, it's as much about the attitude and how you're doing that. If I am being considerate truly from a place of love and kindly awareness for that person, then it is going to be an act that makes me feel wonderful and is well received and makes the other person feel wonderful. If I do that act of consideration or be considerate from a place of grudging, it's what I should be doing, the energy of that is not going to be very clean, and they're probably going to notice, and I am going to build up some resentment that shows up somewhere in some way that's unpleasant. So I'm conscious of this and aware of how incredibly important it is. And so the next time that I have a host guest and I wake up early and my tummy is grumbling and I can't wait to get downstairs and make my smoothie, instead of laying there and kind of grumbling to myself that my being considerate is making me very inconvenienced myself, I'm going to find a way to be considerate to them and myself, who says I can't trot down to the kitchen, grab my blender and all my ingredients, fill my mixer cup, and then take the blender to the basement and run it down there to put space, because we live in a two-story house, so the bedrooms are up on the 3rd level compared to the basement. I can do that. I can take care of my own needs and be considerate of that guest in my home, or for my husband who happens to be sleeping in for that matter. So, being considerate is a wonderful act of kindness when it comes truly from an honest place in your heart. So I invite you to consider how you can be considerate to yourself and to others at the same time and create a beautiful week. Love you.